There's a current movement across the country to dox gun owners, and it may be coming to a state near you. Sit by and watch this episode of Guns and Gadgets. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, the premier source for Second Amendment news. If it's Second Amendment news you're after, you found the place. Please consider subscribing to Guns and Gadgets. Stay in the know. There's a never-ending attack on our rights to keep and bear arms and to protect ourselves, and I keep you on top of the news. Now today's a little bit of a little rant-ish in today's video, but I want to bring you all up to speed on this movement that they've been trying, the anti-gunners, through the media, have been trying this for a few years. What do I mean? Well, last year, you might remember, the San Francisco Chronicle, a newspaper, submitted FOIA requests for government information on the surrounding counties, and they wanted the information on those folks who have applied for and those who have obtained pistol permits, weapons permits. And now they said at the time that they didn't want this information just to see who owned them, but they wanted to see if there were patterns in the issuance of these permits that might put the public at risk. Now, I covered that, and you can look for the video if you really want to watch that. But it didn't stop there. There's been other places that have done it. For instance, in 2012, Newtown, we all know the Newtown incident. I think it was a newspaper in New York did the same thing. They put up an interactive map that put the names and addresses of the people who own permits, firearms permits, in a two-county area. And similar things have happened in other parts of the country, North Carolina, Virginia. You remember I've done videos on localities that have put in weird requests or demands on the people who are applying for these government permission slips that we don't need in the first place, such as like passwords for social media so that they can look into what posts you put up 6, 7, 9 years ago in an attempt to deny you your right. Not a right given to you by the government, but a right that is given to us as inherent people being alive, the right to defend ourselves. And it's recognized in the United States Constitution. We don't get our rights from the government. But you know what I'm talking about. If you're a gun owner, you know this, and you're well aware of it. And if you are a gun owner and you're not aware, you need to stop paying attention. Now, I'll bring you something that's happening right now that a lot of people are looking at. Here in Massachusetts, there was an incident where a person obtained their firearms permit, their license to carry here in Massachusetts. They had no issues at all. And then one day, they decided that they were going to go do some crime. They drove the perpetrator drove a vehicle into a building, destroyed the building and the vehicle, and got out and murdered 2 people in cold blood. And now they're looking at that may or may not have been racially motivated. Now that's terrible in and of itself. In fact, anytime somebody hurts other people, whether it's a victim of a crime, especially violent crime, it's terrible. But it's never, ever going to be completely preventable, which is what the ultimate thing about gun control is. They want to remove all guns so that they can say there'll never be a gun crime again. But they don't take the guns away from the criminals because they don't get tough on criminals. They take it away from the law-abiding. They want you to not be able to defend yourself. So the Boston Globe, which is one of the papers here in Massachusetts and specifically in the Boston area, they just published an article in which they're saying, you know what? This information, some of it should be made available. And to which I say, no. I have no right to know what my neighbor's brand of refrigerator is, what my neighbor across the street, what brand underwear that his wife likes to wear. I don't have the right to know what any of the people around me have in their home or what they do, whether it's legally or not. I have no right to know what anybody else is doing. I should be focused on making myself a better person and making sure my kids grow up to be good people. So nobody else has the right to know what I own, whether it's a firearm or a Parker Gold pen. For whatever reason, they're trying to soften this position nationwide through the use of the media to say, you know, but why can't we know? I mean, there could be people at risk. There's always going to be crime, guys and gals. This movement to dox gun owners, to tell the public who owns a gun and where they live, is not to see if there's any patterns to issuance that might be a danger or risk to the public. It's to make gun owners targets of criminals. Other than that, why would they why would they need to have our information, or what we own, where we live? What it's going to do if that stuff gets out there, and a lot of states have protected this information. It's restricted in many states after these couple of movements from New York and other states. But the only thing that will do is create victims. People will be victimized because of what they potentially could own, and people will definitely be victimized trying to break in to take what those people own, and rightfully so. But there's never a call. There's never a push to stop this stuff unless you're one of us. There's always that, but what about our feelings? And what about what we want? To which I say, Mr. and Mrs. Soft, weak American, I don't care what you think or what you want. America is not about making others kowtow to you. It's about you taking care of yourself and doing your part in making society better, not by making us all weaker because you're a puss. Now, I'll have to go back and look through old records, but I don't recall, like when Bonnie and Clyde were doing their thing. Was there a movement to have everybody else doxxed in the country? When Al Capone was doing his thing, or when the Mafia was running their thing, when any organized crime deal was going on, or when the Bloods and the Crips were at war, was there a big movement to dox them? Nope, it wasn't. But they absolutely want to dox us. And you have to ask yourself why. Most of us understand why, but if you're new to one of the new gun owners, the 8 million new gun owners, you need to know what's going on. And I know a lot of you may or may not still be a Democrat, or have come to an independent view, or even a conservative view. But you need to know that that's a definite movement to affect the safety of you and your loved ones, and to put your information out for others to do with what they want. All under the guise of safety. So yeah, it's a little bit of a ranty video, but this is going on, and this is the Boston Globe is not a small little rag. And if they're posting and printing this stuff, then it's still something that's at the forefront of the minds of the gun controllers, because they're not the Boston Globe's not a pro-gun place, not a pro-liberty place. So just know that it's out there, and you've seen it pop up in little spots in the country, and that's how it's been happening before the flood starts. So I just wanted to put it in front of you and make you aware of it, that it's out there, and if it's happening here in the Boston area in Massachusetts right now, pay attention, because it's going to be starting to pop up in other parts of the country, because that's how these cowards operate. All right, guys and gals, let me know what you think down below. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Check out Shall Not Comply if you're interested in some of the Guns and Gadgets shirts or anything else they make. I'll have a link down below. If you buy a shirt through my link, it helps the channel a little bit. And I have started to see some of you all out there wearing the shirts at different events I've gone to, and it's really cool. In fact, it's very humbling when I see somebody wearing a Guns and Gadgets shirt. There were quite a few actually at the last 2 events I went to, so thank you all. So the link's down below if you wanted to grab some. Till we see each other again, y'all, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon, pay attention, always keep your head on a swivel. I always say be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon, but keep your head on a swivel, and not just in your immediate physical area, but what's going on behind the scenes too, because they're coming. They're definitely coming. Take care, guys.